Welcome back, everyone, to the 6th episode of our DeadCast. It was the season finale of the first season of Fear the Walking Dead, and it was called The Good Man. I said you would know my immediate reaction to what we would be, so that's my reaction. But now, I'm going to introduce the rest of the cast here. On the end is Brandon Lang, my roommate. The boo thing next to me is Mark Hicks.
Hey, everyone.
And I'm Oliver Terada. The season finale. It was alright. It was alright.
I mean, this is good because we have our immediate reactions.
That's the immediate reaction, but we'll go through why is our...
Give us.
Oh, what was yours? What was your
take on it, Brandon? I thought it was really good.
Really good?
Yeah. We got walkers. We
did get walkers.
We got a death, which that's my
Yeah, and I'll go over that. Let's get this out of the way. Liza dies at the end, and I think she was just a wasted character because she was the least developed adult in that whole crew.
Yeah,
and I felt something for Travis because of the position he was in, but I felt like it didn't have as big of an impact as it should have on the audience because they didn't really take the time to develop her or care about her. I cared about her. She was Daya's mom, but it still didn't, hit me in the feels, like it does.
Hit me in the feels.
Fine. Or you can go over her death then and say what happened. You describe the death and then say how it made you feel.
Well, first of all, we don't know when she got bit. I don't remember.
I don't recall at all. She just shows, hey, what's up? I'm bit.
I mean, that happened during
I'm assuming during the kitchen scene.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't really show,
It was, that whole scene was very quick.
It was so,
I was really confused, when they were walking
I wasn't a fan of how they
filmed
that, yeah.
I was like, where are they going? Are they just in a circle, or is there... And there's sometimes I thought the characters were walkers.
Yeah.
I was confused. I was just like, this is weird.
But yeah, continue, Brandon.
I think now it makes sense because I didn't know why she went out to the beach at first. We were like, "Where's she going? Why is she going?"
I don't know what the fuck. Yeah,
to kill herself.
You're right. So she goes out at the beach. We're starting from backwards this time. So
yeah, we can do that.
Since we just want to talk about the death. She goes out to the beach. Madison goes after her. I don't really know why.
Yeah.
This is why. So if you go back, I guess go forward in this case because we're going back from back to front. But she's hugging Chris. Liza hugs Chris, gives him a kiss. Pretty much, they get to this house this beach house from Strand, who is the salesman, the guy,
Mr. Steel Girl.
Yeah, Mr. Steel Girl. But yeah, anyway, they get there, and this is the first time Liza and Chris had a moment to catch up since she disappeared and was helping out, being Mr. or Miss Superwoman, saving people. And then, she gives him a hug, and you can tell something's not right. It's not like your average, I missed you, I really missed you, and gives him a kiss. It was like a goodbye, and that's what it was. And Madison saw that.
You thought so?
I thought so.
I didn't even notice that just because, that was the first chance she got to really see Chris because they've been separated the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
So I thought that was just, her oh, yeah, I missed you because, I haven't seen you. I didn't even know I was going to see you.
Yeah, but she was almost in tears. You could see her almost. By the way, the acting was phenomenal in this.
Yeah, she's a great actress. Yeah,
even Travis in this episode was fucking great. I think.
He was good. Yeah,
even though he's annoying still in some, he still has Travis. We'll go over in more detail, but he has some more moments where you're just like, "Fuck, man."
Yeah. So continue, Brandon. Continue your thoughts on Liza's death.
I don't see why it was necessary. Why did they choose her?
I don't know. That's
out of all the people, you're already annoyed with Travis, so
I was totally like, yes, kill him.
Or I wasn't a big fan of Chris either. I guess they must have just been like, whatever.
Chris has not come around yet. Chris has not come around, and I have faith that he will come around, especially now that his mother's dead. I think maybe that's part of the reason why they chose Liza, because maybe they have this...
Chris and Travis will need to get grow a pair of balls and start...
They both did, yeah, in that episode.
Well, they did. Yeah, you're right. They both.
Yeah,
had
they both did.
They both had moments where they're like, they
acted like each other.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could even run down this episode really quickly. There's not a whole lot that happened. That's kind of, I guess, that's kind of why I was like, essentially, it starts out the same last episode. You know, they're plotting, placking their way, everything to
leave,
to escape and go get Nick. And Travis is faced with this decision whether to let his name's Andy, the guy that they're interrogating. And of course, Travis, you know, the guy talks to him, and Travis is convinced, and he lets him free. And you know, Andy in return gives him all the information to the building, how to find to find Madison's son. And you know, that obviously comes back and bites him in the ass in the end. And it also kind of makes him, I feel like, hit this point, which is great. It turns his character. But anyway, getting back to, I guess, chronological order, that happens. As we know in the last episode as well, Mr. Salazar, Daniel, he went to the arena to see if it was real. Shitloads of zombies in the arena, as we saw at the end of the last episode. You know, the doors banging. Mm-hmm. He lets the zombies out.
He's such a badass. And that's when he just walked up and was like, "You're gonna have to save your ammunition."
Yeah, because they're like, "Back off, old man. We don't want to shoot you." And he's like, "You're gonna have to save your ammunition for a while." And then
it's behind me.
Yeah, behind me. Yeah, and then he keeps walking, and then there's just a shitload of zombies. Oh, yeah. All 2,000 of them or whatever. It's a lot of zombies.
Yeah, and essentially that was their plan. You know, Daniel, obviously gave them the information that he found. Yeah, there's tons of zombies in there. We're going to use that. It's right by the freaking headquarters of where the military is, which I think is 100% like, that's stupid.
Strategically, I don't understand
like
why they would do that.
Obviously you got it under control. It's locked, but it's locked. Like, people cut locks. Like, it's just stupid. But anyway, that happens. It's a good premise to start the episode out with. Like you were saying, Daniel walks up to these guards that are on duty by the base, and he just pretty much gives them like straight dead eye look, like you're all about to die. And that pretty much causes enough distraction for them to go underneath and go into this base and find Nick. And I think it was just Nick. Oh yeah, they were there for what's her name too, Miss Salazar.
Griselda. Yeah. They didn't know.
Which we found out in the last episode she died.
Yes.
Rest in peace,
Griselda.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much chaotic from there. We, at the last episode too, we have, Strand, who's the seller. That we learned that could sell anything. We learned his name is Strand, and him and Nick end up getting, going their escape plan and completely just start going through the place and trying to find a way out. And
well, first, I want to know, once they escape out of their own little cage, everyone's like begging them to.
It's true,
and he's like, "No, save yourself. Don't bother saving anyone else." So I think it's the mindset you have to kind of keep in mind, is that this guy doesn't give a fuck about anyone else. He's only out for his own skin.
It's true.
And he's selfish. Which, I'm in that kind of a situation. You look out for yourself, and that's it.
He's got the survival instinct already down.
Yeah, he does have it down. Like he has a plan set, and he goes out and goes through with it.
I would agree with that, but what's the harm in just letting the other people go? What?
You're wasting time.
I mean, if you think
that's time spent, leaving.
Yeah,
that's how he saw it. But obviously that didn't go through so well because
plus more walkers. Like they're not going to get bit in the cage. I mean, not until all 2,000 of them push the gate down.
Yeah, they'll get eaten pretty quick. But yeah, so they go through the hospital, and then they end up across this one walker munching on a guy who was the guy from last episode
that gave him the key.
And he traded the watch for the key and his cufflinks.
Yeah, for Nick.
So he went and, while he was watching the guy getting munched, and the guy was like, "Kill me," he was like, I'll take these cufflinks back.
He just jags, and this guy's like, a zombie's munching on his leg like a drumstick.
Yeah.
It was great. That was a funny moment.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it goes from that scene to, a bunch of walkers invade that room where that guy is, and they're pushed into this corridor.
That's locked at the end.
Yeah, which they originally came through, but the door's locked. And
it's because they close it behind them,
and there was a cool scene too there with Nick, like Madison and everybody. They end up meeting up here. This is where everyone reunites, and Madison sees them, and there's a bunch of walkers slowly, walking their way towards these guys about to eat them. And that's Nick and Strand who they're trying to eat. And Madison and Travis are trying to break the door down. And then Liza comes out of nowhere and like just
she was like, move.
Yeah,
that's why I like her. She's like quick thinking.
She was great. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course she misses the key slide on the first try, but she
does like 4 times.
Yeah, she gets it down eventually, and everyone's safe. But the walkers end up
breaking through. Yeah,
they don't even try to attempt to push him back, which it always makes me wonder because like in shows like this, it seems like walkers are strong, but based on how slow they walk, it makes me wonder like you think you could just push that door a little bit and they would like just fall back because they're off balance all the time.
They kind of when San Diego Comic-Con happened, the Mythbusters did one around that.
Yeah.
And they did a Walking Dead one, and they did a myth where, like, how many zombies would it take to take... You remember that in the last season, they had the barn door?
Yeah.
They did the barn door thing, and they tried to hold it back.
That's amazing.
And how many zombies it would take to break through it. And it took a lot. I don't think the zombies got through at all. Like, no matter how hard they pushed.
Wow.
They got a lot of people to, like, they dressed them up as walkers and stuff. And they tried to push them, and they never got through.
Wow.
So realistically, no, it's not that hard to like barricade zombies out.
Yeah,
but it just wouldn't, keeps the show tense and interesting.
It does, yeah. It definitely obviously played a part in this episode because I think those walkers were. I don't know if it was them because there was more walkers in the kitchen when they went down there.
Yeah,
so that wasn't necessarily those walkers, but it's how Liza got bit. There's actually a cool scene in the kitchen that felt gratifying to me because it was everybody just getting in on some zombie killing action.
Madison's using a ball peen hammer. Ophelia was using, it looked like
wire cutters.
Yeah.
Wire cutters, that's what they were, yeah. She was just using the end and like smashing them on heads.
Yeah, man, like brutality.
Actually, they were bolt cutters. They were huge.
Yeah, they were big.
Yeah.
And they were squishing heads.
Yeah, but everybody, like literally everyone got in on the zombie action. And I guess we can fast forward to that part. Nothing other than that, nothing really important happens. They end up getting out to the parking lot where they leave Chris.
Well, you forgot to mention that in the parking lot.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Alicia and Chris are talking for a bit, and Chris is like, "I can't believe they let us. They left us here." He's like, we can't leave them behind.
Yeah, it's true.
And then Alicia was, I actually liked her a lot in this episode because she wasn't the typical annoying, stupid girl.
She's growing on me.
Yeah, she's more intelligent, and she's like, hey, listen, would you prefer they were all dead? And he was like, no, of course not. And he's like, well, you can't save everyone.
Yeah, it was great.
Which is, it's true. You can't have that mindset of saving everyone.
True. Otherwise, you're gonna die.
Yeah. So then shortly after that little conversation, they hear footsteps and they go hide in the car and they come to find out that Marines are walking through the garage and they bust through, take them hostage, and they're like, give us the keys, you guys can come with us if you want. And they're like, no. And then, when the one guy's like, hey, you sure you don't want to come with us?
Yeah, he's just like pretty much groping on Alicia.
He's just trying to reproduce, the human nation.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. I mean, good news is Chris actually grows some balls here, and dude, actually,
he fights back. Yeah,
toe to toe with this guy, and he just gives him a little taste of his gun, just like Nick did when they kidnapped him, just dropped him. So, Anyway, they lost their SUV, but
they still have 2 other cars, so it wasn't actually that big of a deal.
Yeah, it wasn't as big of a deal as you think it would be. So, I mean, that's essentially what happens. That's where. What was I going to say? Chris and Alicia were before, and then the group ends up reuniting with them, and you end up finding out, okay, the SUV was stolen, and everyone's like, it's okay, as long as you guys are all right, that's all that matters. And then Andy, the dude that Travis fucking let go, this is where it bites him right in the ass, decides to show up, which is kind of weird to me. I honestly...
I was not expecting that.
I was. I mean,
get out of here.
I guess you expect him to come back.
I would expect
him
to show up again and do something stupid.
I just didn't expect him to be like, "Oh hey," it was almost like it was just seemed forced almost in that moment. Like, "Hey, I'm here. Remember me? I'm Andy, the guy you let." Anyway, he points a gun at Daniel.
The way they did it was stupid. But I knew that the whole reason why they showed Travis letting him go was to show that.
Yeah, it was
that guy's gonna fuck you over.
It's cause and react.
Yeah,
essentially.
Right.
You're gonna do this. This is your decision. This is gonna be your reaction to
your
decision. So, but yeah. Anyway, that happens, and he's pointing at Daniel because Daniel cut him up. Which this is another thing I don't get. And Travis is slowly inching his way towards him, ready to just pounce on him like a freaking tiger and take him down. But anyway, Andy ends up pulling the trigger, and he shoots Ophelia out of all people.
Which made no sense. He's like pointing it at Daniel.
Yeah, and
then all of a sudden she's like, "Please don't." And then he's like, "Oh wait," and he just shoots her. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, like, dude, you think if anyone was cutting you up, like, I don't know if he was doing it maybe because he wanted to, like, he knows Ophelia means everything to him, and he wanted to hit him in the heart. And I guess that would make sense, but
he doesn't seem that intelligent enough to think about that.
But even me personally, if somebody was cutting me up, I would fucking kill that person. I wouldn't kill the girl that I liked. Like, he actually liked Ophelia. That was the reason he even got captured in the first place. And I guess you already know if you've watched the last DeadCast. We were upset with that whole scene, like why they even decided to, tie this guy up because he's being helpful. He would have probably told them that they would have just had a nice conversation. I doubt they would have given them all the intel that they got, but they could have gone a better way. They didn't have to cut him open. They could have scared him. Like, shit, Mr. Salazar is scary as fuck in the last episode. Yeah, he's just telling like stories of like the past. It's like, damn. But yeah, anyway, that happens, and we all thought like immediately Ophelia got shot in the face because
I didn't.
Well, you didn't. We thought like.
Well, I saw her move, and when she got shot, she kind of went like that. So I was like, oh, it hit her arm.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, no way, Ophelia's dead like that. But yeah, it was just shot her. Looked like it was in the shoulder essentially, where she got shot, like right above her boobie, right here. But yeah, anyway, that happens. They end up following Strand because originally they were going to go east, right? That's what they said.
And initially they were like, back in the beginning of the episode, Madison, they were like, hey, where are we going to go? She's like, pack up your things, we're going east. And which I don't even, what's east?
I don't know.
Desert,
country?
Arizona. Arizona's east, actually.
Yeah, and then I guess
that'd be cool, right? If they came to Phoenix,
go to the nuclear power plant, just bomb that shit. But yeah, anyway, they end up going. Strand used to tell him, "Well, let's go east. I got a beach house." And
he said, "Let's go west."
Or west, yeah, sorry. Yeah. And he's like, "I got a house on the water." So they end up doing that. They end up following him, and I guess I don't know why everyone agreed with him. Like, there was no rebuttal to that, but probably just because he seems like he knows what he's doing. And I think Nick even kind of said, he saved my life. Like, he's the reason he saved my life. So
that's exactly how he was introduced to the group. Because Madison was like, "Who's he?" Yeah, he's like, "He saved my life." I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
didn't even question it.
Exactly. Yeah,
like, you saved my child.
Yeah.
Which end up going to this beach house, and it doesn't really. We don't get the impression. I don't get the impression personally that it's Strand's. It looks like it is probably.
Yeah, it is. His stuff is there.
Well, it's nice.
He knew about the generators. He knew the code to open the gate.
It's true.
And like, he was packing all his stuff.
He had suits and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it was sweet. Honestly,
it was a nice house.
The house was beautiful.
He had like multiple garages with like a Porsche in there, and
he had this like beautiful window, like huge windows.
Well, his living room had
wrap around.
Yeah, it was just great. But yeah, anyway, that happens, and then everyone's kind of reuniting. That's when Liza gives Chris the hug, and everything happens.
You know what else I just realized when she told Ophelia what to do with her wound? I was like, why don't you just? I mean, she's gonna take care of it.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, that's weird. Now that
makes sense. Now that you know, hindsight.
Yeah, I mean, everyone regroups. Liza gives Ophelia like tips on how to care for a wound, which they have a lot of meds. Madison ended up picking up a lot of meds back when they were at the actual facility. Where were they? They went to. They were up in like the nursing area where they ended up finding all the supplies, and they took that with them. So they have a lot. They have quite a few meds to cater.
Oh yeah. Also, when they went back there, we forgot to mention because they went back there to get medical supplies.
I forgot to mention what's her name.
Yeah, and then they find the doctor from last episode.
It's true.
And you see that she had to kill all her patients because the evac, was like, peace.
Yeah, after they saw the zombies.
After they saw the zombies, yeah.
Up on everyone.
So she was using that cattle prod thing, and they all had holes in their heads, and she was when they found her, she was pumping it one last time for herself, and they were like talking to her, and she just wasn't even responding. They're like, Liza was like, you can still help people, you should come with us, and Masters was like, she's lost. So
yeah, she's
just imagine being a doctor. And then
having to kill all the people,
kill every single patient that you're working so hard to save.
Yeah,
it'd be awful. Yeah, so I mean,
and it's against your oath too. You can't kill your patient.
Well,
I think the oath was shit at that point.
Yeah,
probably.
Well, yeah, I know she had no choice.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. She had no more.
Yeah, but
She
I
was
just
done.
think she gave up. Like,
Yeah.
I think she knew, well, there's nothing out here. Like, we're all just bound to die eventually.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just not come back. But yeah, I mean, that was a cool scene too. But I mean, that's essentially how the finale ended. You know, Nick and Strand talk, and Nick kind of asks questions him a little bit, like, "Can we stay here? Why aren't you staying here?" He's like, "You know, I gotta
no
always
one's staying here.
I always gotta stay in motion." And yeah, he says nobody can stay here. And then he shows him like Abigail, which is his boat or his yacht.
It's a yacht. Yeah,
a
it's
huge
nice,
yacht.
nice sized boat.
Yeah, so
Which I think, you know, in the zombie apocalypse, that's like, I think they do this in the Walking Dead game, season 1. That was their mission, was to get a boat.
It's a good
Which-
idea only for a certain amount of time because you run out of supplies.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but you can just live on an island, you know, eat some coconuts.
I guess it really depends though, because
Tom Hanks could do it on Castaway.
You're right. But Tom Hanks was on an island like with no man,
Right. I mean,
so he'd have to go find.
you have to
someone.
find one like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to me. Like, I wonder what's going to happen next season because it didn't give us any cliffhangers. It didn't give us like any idea of what could possibly happen. You know?
Yeah, there was the way they left it open, and there was nothing to look forward to, which is what kind of made me, you know, whatever about the
Yeah,
finale.
exactly.
It didn't
Me too.
feel like a finale to me.
No, it didn't.
Like they
It felt
just
like,
killed Liza at the end, and that was it.
felt like a mid-season break. Like,
Yeah.
Like there should be a whole another half to this, which I guess that's kind of normal probably for a new series, but it's disappointing. Like, to say the
Yeah.
least, it was disappointing because, like you said, there's not like I'm not hyped to see the Fear of the Walking Dead right now.
Season
Like,
2, yeah, no,
yeah, it's like I'm gonna watch it obviously because I love The Walking Dead, but it's like
I'm not hyped like for this one coming
Yeah.
out, the main one.
yeah, like next week,
Yeah.
The Walking Dead comes back.
I'm hyped for
Ooh,
that.
Can't
oh
wait.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see where they go. Another cool thing to mention is they have like the first part, which we can probably put the link in description. They're introducing like another character into season 2 of Fear of the Walking Dead, and they're putting out small parts. So if you guys are interested in that, we'll put the link in the description. You can check that out.
yeah. do that.
It's only about 2 minutes. It's pretty cool. We watched it, and it's just pretty much this kid on an airplane, and all you see is he's pretty much talking to his mom, and
It was just bizarre. Like it sounded like his mom was around zombies.
yeah.
He was like, "What's that sound?" Mom was like, "Oh, I'm just putting the baby to bed or something like
No, she said someone's upset.
someone's upset or something
Yeah.
stupid." And then
Shouldn't want to panic him. He's about to get on a plane all by himself.
whatever. That kid was like 15 or whatever.
Yeah, and then there's like the only two characters that really were important there, I feel like, were the kid, and then
There's
there's
that
just like
Asian lady.
This Asian lady.
yeah, this Asian lady who seems like she kind of knows. She kind of came onto the plane like looking pretty spooked out.
Yeah, she looked disheveled.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
So it's interesting to see what that goes.
We'll see.
I think that could get me excited for the next season because I don't know, like based on where the characters are right now in season 2, I don't know how that could correlate to an airplane personally. So, or the airport at all. Like,
Yeah, I'm assuming it's LAX, but it doesn't have to be. It could technically be anywhere because they look like they were all boarded, ready to fly. I mean, the pilot might just take off,
yeah,
kind of like how they did in World War Z, you know.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how that goes.
But yeah, I mean, as far as the season finale, I still like my final take from it. It was still the season was really enjoyable. I'm still looking forward to the season 2. I was a little disappointed with just the way they ended. Like they didn't really give you like I said earlier a whole lot to look forward to. So my final take on that is you should watch it, but you're not going to be hungry for more by the time season 1's over.
Yeah,
So I mean that's pretty much.
I agree with that.
Yeah. My final thing. What do you think? I mean, you're different.
You said
about
you were
this.
you dug the last episode, so
Speak to me, Brandon.
yeah,
Did I like the last episode?
yeah. You said you liked it.
Yeah. This
you?
one too. It went too fast. But
It did go by
And
fast.
then they
Six
killed off.
episodes.
And then they kill off one of my favorite characters.
I thought Madison was your favorite though.
Madison and Liza were my favorite.
There's some really good acting too, like I was saying earlier. But the scene, like where Madison was originally following Liza, and
Oh yeah, we can
we
explain
need to
this
talk
more.
about this really. But Madison was originally following Liza, and she asked Liza, like I said earlier, she kind of knew something was up when she kissed Chris and walked away with kind of like with tears in her eyes. And Madison like asked her what's going on, and like you said earlier, she just lifted up her shirt.
She didn't even hesitate at all. She
Yeah.
was like this.
Yeah, yeah, and it was just like a bite mark from a zombie, so she knew she was gonna die. And Madison, or Liza had the gun with her, and this was great. She actually said like the same exact quote that Madison said to Liza about if she ever returned. Like, you need to make sure you do this, or this will break Travis forever. Like So Liza pretty much quoted that shit right back to Madison.
Right back to her. Yep.
Yeah, and Madison was about to actually do it. So she was about to pull the trigger and kill Liza before Travis decides to follow them down. And he ends up seeing it and gets in on the action and decides to pull the trigger. And
surprise, he's broken.
Yeah. No, he is, yeah.
But I think, maybe he needed that. So to realize, how dangerous the world he's in.
Protect his family.
And then, stupidly, once he walks in on them doing that, and he's like, "Oh no, you've got antibiotics. We'll treat you.
We can treat this. We have medicine." Like, come on, Travis, wake the fuck up, bro.
God, man.
Like, the writers need to wake up.
For real, man.
Don't write that right now. Like, I wish they could have made it more dramatic if it just wasn't.
If he didn't have to say that stupid line.
That was a dumb line. So,
but just trying to comfort.
But dude, he acted amazing. Like, when he was broken.
No, once he killed her.
Watching him cry made me almost get a little teary. I was like, damn. I'm like, this is a broken man. So it was really good. And even when Madison, he was like on the beach broken, like just, grabbing the sand and just torn, you can tell. And then Madison gives him a hug and just right there with the waves crashing into them, like just broken. So that's pretty much how it ended, man, right there, right after that scene. And we're just left wondering, like, where could this go? Which it's kind of exciting. It'll be more exciting once we see like a preview to season 2 because it'll give us some direction.
Yeah, because I honestly have no idea. They just pull back from him, and they just look towards the ocean, and they go out to the ocean. I don't even know what that's implying. Like, is it going to be like Dead Island, where tropical zombies? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think the only thing I could possibly think of, if I'm making predictions for season 2, Strand is going to have some trouble with this group. I don't think
he's taking them to the yacht. I think he's just going. That's his plan.
But I think they're going to be like, well, fuck you. We're gonna. You're not going to tell us what we can and can't do. If you can leave, we're going to stay here.
I don't think he would have told them about the yacht.
I don't think so either. Yeah, he just told Nick just because maybe he thinks Nick will go with him, but yeah, I don't see him telling. I think he's just gonna peace out. And
I still don't understand why Strand even saved Nick. Like, he knows he's an addict. He said, I need you," but
yeah, he didn't.
Throughout this entire episode, Nick was absolutely not needed. Like, Strand could have gone and did everything he did without Nick.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
I don't know.
Although Strand would have been dead without Nick, because Madison would have never saved a guy probably if he was.
Yeah.
At least. Probably not. Yeah, I don't think they would have sacrificed it. It's hard to say. Travis might have, because he's that guy. Wants to save everybody.
Hopefully not next season.
Yeah, I think he'll be different. He's going to turn into more of a
Rick?
Selfish
survivor. Turn to a Rick?
Yeah, protect his group, protect his kin, fuck everyone else.
I still don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
You're right. It's still pretty early on in the apocalyptic world, but it's
yeah. And I just feel like they could have just their last shot. They could have ended it way better. They could have done like, what would have been cooler is if instead of going out into the ocean, just like going into the city and just showing zombies everywhere in the city. Because I still feel like they didn't really do a good job of showing the city fall. Like, even when they were driving through the city to the house, it's just empty. Like, there's like a few zombies here and there, but like,
even when they're driving to like the beach house, they're on the freeways and there's a couple zombies.
Yeah, but it didn't really look like a zombie. It didn't look like a city overrun with zombies.
No, not at all.
So I mean,
I wish
they could have been so much cooler.
You're right. I didn't need maybe not the city, but what about the military base?
Oh yeah, show the base.
Because there were so many zombies they let out.
Of that.
Yeah. Like, maybe even show, like, I thought they would like kind of cut back and like, I thought they would have faded out to this season with like some kind of awesome music like they normally do when they start episodes up. And then show like the doctor dead with a with
the whole
thing. Like just implying that she did kill her, or not implying, but actually
showing it.
Like pretty much making that factual. So But yeah, it was kind of lame how it ended.
Yeah, I just wish they just left it with some kind of a cool cliffhanger to look forward to. There's just really nothing like, okay, that's it.
Yeah, but the good news is next week
Next week
we're back.
The real Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm excited for that, and that's going to get me hyped for, what is it, like, I think we have like probably 12 episodes, right? Is that another?
Yeah, they go till the end of the year, and then they take a break for like a month or two, and
come back.
And they come back, and then they finish it.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, even when they do the beginning first, they do the season premiere, which is amazing. Then they do a mid-season finale, which is also amazing. And then they always do the mid-season premiere, and then
That's great. Yeah,
they still are on top of their game with that. So I'm pumped for next week.
Yeah, and we'll be back with another DeadCast,
Of course,
for sure, every week, hopefully.
I don't know. Do we know if it's going to be a longer episode, or is it?
I haven't gotten.
Yeah, I don't know if it is. Yeah, I forget. They haven't advertised that it is, so maybe it's not. But it'd be cool if it was a longer episode, just because I'm glad to see my boy Rick back.
Seriously.
Yeah, you can stroke him there.
Stroking my Rick.
So yeah, we'll be back next week with the season. It's 6?
6.
Season 6 premiere of The Walking Dead. And that should be really good. So you'll get our impressions next week. And
need some water there, buddy.
I did. Yeah, well, we're almost done anyways. We'll get our impressions, and we'll walk you through the journey of season 6. So if you like this video, you like this series, subscribe, comment. We always enjoy it.
Yeah, guys, I love comments, and I will respond to all of you if I can. And I'm a full-time student, working full-time, but I love to talk to you guys. So if you want to chat it up in the comments, let's chat it up. Let's talk about The Walking Dead. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about anything. I'm here. Let's talk. It's been fun.
We'll converse.
All of us will, yeah.
Well, that's it, guys. Thank you.
Fear of the Walking Dead Season 1 comes to a conclusion.
In the bag.
Out. Put it in the bag. Put it in it. It's over!
Yeah.
Over!
All right. That's it.
See you guys.